Hello, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be looking at Run for Your Wife from 2012. Not a sitcom, but very sitcom adjacent. There's lots of well-known TV comedy stars in it. They were cameos and they donated their fees to a theatrical charity, I believe it was, but it was all made in goodwill. So it's also infamously bad. It made absolutely no money at all and everyone hated it. So I think we're going to have some fun with it. I'm basically going to record this like a commentary on the whole thing just as I watch it. I've not seen it before. And then I'm going to heavily edit it by the time you see it so that firstly this isn't too long and also it doesn't just flag up as some sort of copyright thing, which I think might not be that much of an issue as this whole film is available on YouTube anyway. I found it at a charity shop, so it's easy to get. If you want to watch along, I'm going to leave the time code on the screen so that you can sort of understand where we are as I'm jumping around. Okay, let's get on with the show. So this is famous for all its sitcom cameos, apart from anything else. So Ray Cooney was the writer and director. It's based on a stage play that he wrote. Ray Cooney was an actor back in the day, turned writer. Danny Dyer, big news in 2012, obviously. Sarah Harding and Denise Van Outen are the two main women in it, the leads. I'm not sure I know who Sarah Harding is. Am I supposed to know that? Neil Morrissey plays the other guy. I think in the play, that's the four characters, and then there's a couple of police and other extra people. Yes, Danny Dyer he's a taxi driver. Oh, that's Barry Cryer. That's our first cameo there. That's Rolf Harris and Cliff Richard together at last. Oh, look, it's London scenes. Vicky Michelle. Now, Vicky Michelle is the producer of this film. And Louise Michelle is in it. I wonder if they're related. This film was made for less than £1 million, as far as I understand, which is pretty cheap even by 2012 standards. It didn't make anything at all, and sort of like famously made no money at all. So the play was written in the 80s and had a very successful run at the West End. It was a farce, which doesn't really translate that well to film and TV, in my opinion.
Another long night for you, I suppose.
No, I'm actually on my way out. Great. I won't have to
Is that cameo? I can't tell who they are.
You mean old fucker.
Do people tip taxi drivers based on how long they've got left for the night shift? That's not how it works, is it? Right. Danny Dyer's gonna come and mug them right off. A couple of muggers here. Obviously, if you're gonna go out mugging someone, do mug a dirty old tramp. They've always got loads of... That's Judi Dench in there. I don't know if those tramps are... Oh, he's been clocked. Right, so the very basics I know about this play is that this guy is married to two different women and then something happens and I guess they find out about each other or he has to keep it secret. This is a Judi Dench cameo, playing a homeless lady. That's a very film homeless person. That's what homeless people look like. That's what homeless people look like in 1980s American films. It's not really what real homeless people look like. And yeah, Judi Dench. That's a very well-groomed dog for a homeless person to have. I wonder how all that translates to stage. Kind of quite actiony stuff. Stockwell. That's my manor, that. I live just up the road from Stockwell. Well, down the road. Oh, look, what a very natural way to sleep. That's exactly how I sleep. Denise Van Outen here. 90s icon, Denise Van Outen. It's 2012 when this was made, so, past her prime. Right, so, Finsbury now. So the idea is, his wife's realised he's not come home. Oh, gratuitous buttock there. I don't think this is going to go down a sort of confession-style romp, but maybe a little bit of underwear showing is going to be good enough. That's the worst I've just woken up acting I've seen since Denise Van Outen about 45 seconds ago. Who is Sarah Harding? I'm going to have to look up Sarah Harding. Right, I've looked up Sarah Harding and here she is. She's in Girls Aloud, or was, I guess. I don't know if they still exist, but that's why I've never heard of her. This character's called John Smith, which I presume is a sort of deliberately boring name to say that he's just an everyday bloke.
I love this place. Mine's bigger than yours, Johnny boy.
That's Russ Abbott.
Break a leg, Grandad.
Hey, that's the man himself, Cribbins. So, as I record this, Bernard Cribbins has just died about 2 or 3 days ago. So, he's been doing the rounds on Twitter recently. It's been nice to see some clips of him and everything.
Come on, you. Home James.
No, it's John. My name's
Home
John.
James, there's a sitcom reference for you, Jim Davidson.
You're a nice nurse, aren't you? You're a lovely nurse.
Oh god, I think they're letting Danny Dyer improvise his delusional acting. Was that someone?
It's not the cough that carries you off, it's the coughing that carry you off.
Dear. Is this a normal thing that happens to people who have been injured? The police drive them home in their own vehicles? Are the police insured to drive other people's cars? Not sure how that works. Very leafy bit of Stockwell, that. Yeah, I wouldn't leave a convertible roof open in Stockwell if I were you.
Hello, Susie.
What the hell's that?
Who's that?
He's got a slight concussion.
Oh my god!
It'll be okay, Mrs. Smith.
A gratuitous bit of cleavage here. I think that's the level we're working on. Underwear shots.
Johnny!
You better get him to bed straight away.
Well, if that's an order, babe.
9:25.
4 in the morning.
Yes.
Schedule. What?
I'm well out on my schedule.
Ah, here he is. He's snapped out of it.
Oh my God. It's Thursday morning.
Johnny! Oh, my baby.
Hello, sweetheart.
All right, Johnny. What the hell's happened to you, mate?
Not now.
Here we go. Here's another main character, Neil Morrissey.
I've got the flat below them. You delivering something?
Again, 2012. This was a bit past his peak.
Stockwell Police.
The old bill?
Oh, they don't trust the police around here.
Darling, I really should.
Now, this was the role that the Neil Morrissey's playing here. That was the role that Bernard Cribbins played in the play back in the 80s when it had a very successful run in the West End. Richard Briers playing the principal role that Danny Dyer is covering, which I feel would be a very different performance. Richard Briers much more likeable than Danny Dyer, or in a different way. Danny Dyer's quite likeable.
I'll leave you the telephone number of the police station in case Mr. Smith remembers any more. Call me any time or speak to one of my men.
Men.
Right.
Police are men.
I'll drop you off at the station, yeah?
Ooh.
Stay in here.
Chekhov's phone number. I think that might be
See you
important.
round.
And don't you worry, Sergeant.
London Evening Echo.
Is that a fake mirror?
London Evening Echo. Gary Gardner.
That was-
Of course you can have my photo.
That was a fake reflection shot.
Come on.
He wasn't close enough to that mirror to make that work.
Oh, hey!
Photo.
Oh god, I need to get changed.
The musical stings in there's a bit,
You'd been killed.
bit on the nose.
What do you mean you can't be seen in the papers?
Was that him tiptoeing out of the room? Is that what he's... I mean, she knows he's there. She'll know if he's left. It doesn't make any sense. What is he doing? You know, I've got a lot of time for Neil Morrissey. I think he's
going to be your accomplice. Gary wants
certainly in the right type of role. I think he's doing well.
Okay. Michelle was the first. Oh, it was a lovely wedding.
I got a lot of time for Danny Dyer, to be honest, but I don't think I'd
I
want to
met
meet
Stephanie
him.
4 months later. I love them both, Gary. Now, I know it's not right, but they are my whole life, and I couldn't bear to lose either one of them. So just please, just stick by me, mate.
As a proponent of polyamory, I have to say I haven't got the energy for two people either. Was that Jeffrey Holland?
This is him, 104.
Certainly is Jeffrey Holland. There he is.
Oh, we're just here to see Mr. Smith. Yeah? I was just going to...
That woman looks a lot like Vicky Michelle. Is that Louise Michelle by any chance? Or I'm guessing is her daughter? I don't know. If I miss any cameos, do let me know, because I'm not going to recognise everyone.
It's a London Evening Echo. I'm Richard Holland. Call me Dick. My photographer, Francis.
Hi, Dick.
Dick Francis.
Hi, Francis.
Weird reference.
May I call you Fanny, Francis?
No.
Please do.
Sorry, gorgeous.
Look at that decor.
Oh,
Couple of flags. It's a
I was
feature
taking a
on the
fare
wall.
to Luton Airport, and I've
Crystal
cocktail
Palace
bowls
player?
from anywhere.
Makes sense though if you live in Stockport. Support Crystal Palace, not that far away. I love the decor of this house as well. It's all very plain coloured walls.
All in hand here, sweetie.
Pastels.
You get yourself over to the spot.
So in terms of sitcom connections here, Neil Morrissey obviously and then Made in Badly most famous for. He was also in that fairly straightforward one about a couple. It's called Carrie and Barry. It's actually before this. It was in- Denise Van Outen was in a sitcom called Babes in the Wood back in the 90s. Back in the Ladette days. I don't think Danny Dyer's ever been in a sitcom, has he? EastEnders. EastEnders used to be really dour and miserable, didn't it? They really... Coronation Street's the comedy one. Okay, so this is their shared bedroom, I guess. Picture of a woman with a happy birthday balloon.
Bloody hours with John Smith.
So you
Who
went up
knows
and
that?
he came down. No, I was at the top. At the top of... Steve, help me out.
Not now, Dave. Waste of bloody time.
Troughton. D.S. Troughton.
Oh, that taxi driver.
Is that a Doctor Who reference?
medal.
I'm just nipping back to Stockwell Place.
Why the police would get so involved in this?
Drugs, illicit gambling, body in the cellar.
Yeah, or just a bloke who's knocking off two women.
Boy.
Who's that? They call him Troughton. Patrick Troughton reference. I don't know, I feel like everything's a reference in here. Michael Troughton would be a better sitcom reference, I suppose. Oh, he's going to do a classic jail escape. Look. Oh, this is going to look great when he falls. This is going to be great effect. Actually, that was okay. That was alright.
Okay, Mrs. Smith, but if
Fudge
it's
the
not
footage
somewhere
there to
round
make
the
it
back,
look
we'll have to
faster,
call it
but
off.
it
He
looked
won't
alright.
be there. Call it off now. Shut up.
Oh, there's a rake right in front of you, mate. Look out. That's so weak. The worst gag ever.
This way, Mr. Smith.
Who hello's that? I don't recognise her, but it's obviously a cameo. This must be someone as well. Hiding there. Hey! We have Richard Bryars. There he is, look. Not looking all that hot, is he? This can't be that long before he died. 2012. Can't remember when he died, wasn't it?
Michelle.
That long ago.
Stephanie.
It's Brian Murphy.
That was bloody funny.
So apparently when this transferred to Broadway after its successful West End run,
Police station, fast.
Ray Cooney played this role himself. He would have been fairly well on by that point. Who's that? Come on, you got to be someone. Oh, if it was someone, I didn't catch her face. Oh!
I suppose you think that was bloody funny.
Is bigamy even a thing these
He also
days?
seems a bit confused over the use of a vibrator.
I think maybe in the 80s that was a classic comedy trope. But, I don't know. I've never been married. What's the rules? Do you have to like actually provide ID these days? Maybe it's a bit more strict. You can't get away with it in the same way. Why would you bother? Just knock someone off as a mistress. You don't have to marry them. Oh, I know what that is.
Looking for Mrs. Smith, are we?
Begins.
Stephanie Smith, yes.
She'll be at the sports centre, taking the old dears through their paces. Knees bent, touch your toes, wobble your boobies.
Oh.
You live in this
Christopher
box,
Yes, we're
Biggins
in the flat above
doing
the
what you're
Smiths,
paying for.
Cyril and me. You behave yourself with all those titty witties.
What a very 1980s gay character. They could have updated this slightly for the film. The license plate on that taxi was cab. What's that? Is that a joke? I can't tell.
What are you two up to? Naughty videos?
Videos, 2012.
There's some confusion.
You ready? Let's go.
Spotify. Green screen done to a laptop. Did Spotify exist in 2012? I didn't know that. This is the Spotify playlist. Copyright-free music.
Excuse me, Stephanie, there's a gentleman from Finsbury Police Station wants to see you.
There's a lot of people in this who don't feel like actors. What if they did some sort of competition or something? This is crowdfunding days. You put enough money in, you can get a part.
You've been to all this trouble, Sergeant. My husband
Sarah
was
Harding
supposed
must
to
have
call in
paid
at your
for the
police
entire
station.
shoot.
Be there in a second, ladies. Don't stop now.
I mean, what a coincidence.
Hey, that was June Whitfield there. Just little
On the same day.
little cameo there. Was that all she's gonna do?
No, you can see it's not me.
Chap's occupation is a taxi driver.
That's one hell of a coincidence, isn't it?
Why doesn't he just take this policeman to the side, say, "Look, I'm knocking this woman off. I don't want my wife to find out. Do you mind?"
Call on this other John Smith.
And they don't care.
Call on him?
Do police even care if you're a bigamist? Is that a crime that people care about? I don't know.
Hang on. Oh, Sergeant.
I mean, if you're not personally involved. Then
Just a
Home.
beautifully decorated flat. Lots of personality in that.
Mickey love.
Right, he's getting his trousers off now. The comedy's really going to start. Oh, he's not even wearing tighty whitey's Y fronts. That's opportunity missed. This is a bit slow for a farce.
Absolute disaster.
Here he is
That
again.
dizzy bitch Cyril, I go out and buy a newspaper, come back, and the stupid cow is nattering away on the phone.
You can't
while the
contain
bar
Biggins to a
is
cameo.
overflowing like Niagara Falls.
What the hell's happened?
We're dyeing this frock for some tart in Tooting, and now we've got 2 feet of red
We
water slopping.
Can't get him
all
to learn
around.
his lines though, apparently. Very definitely reading that off a card.
Nightmare. I've got to nip off.
No, lovey, your flat is directly under ours.
There he is
You're
again.
the red bloody sea in your flat by now. Oh, I'm having a bit of a come over.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, they did get her in again.
Need a newspaper?
He's not actually eating a newspaper, is
Oh, that's Maureen Litman.
digesting the news, maybe.
I hadn't spotted her before.
Well,
You don't need all those bloody echoes.
Super lad. So the London Evening Echo in this case must be the standing for the London. It's bloody Andrew Sachs. That's what's his face out of the bill. That's Andrew Sachs playing a waiter, obviously. Battersea. Oh, Lionel Blair. I don't know what was that reference. Was that in? Is this plot relevant? Since when was they dyeing a dress? I don't know what's happened there. I feel like I've missed a scene.
Michelle knows nothing, of course. If she was to find out that I was, you know, AC/DC. AC/DC? This doesn't need to go any further, does it, Sergeant?
Is this Danny Dyer playing gay? Is this what he thinks
Are you
gay
all
is?
deaf in here? Cyril and I have been banging away up there for ages.
Now that's gay.
And you've got a bloody big hole, too.
And it seems to me, Mr. Gardner, that Mr. Smith had a perfectly happy marriage until you came mincing into his life.
Yeah.
Weird camera movement.
Devil! I'll tell him, Michelle, I'm on my way home to explain.
Explain!
That's another thing very popular in London, is to just walk out without closing your door. That mad driving. Crazy. London! The roads of London are never this quiet. It's a trick. Especially when there's diversion. Just a big crowd of people there watching. Oh, we've got to have some cameos here, surely.
Can you move it back?
No, I'm sorry, love. I'm on a diversion.
Robin Asquith.
Good for you. This is my third.
I'm completely locked in. I'm sorry. You'll have to move back, love. This is a very big
How do you
vehicle.
expect me to get through there? Move the bloody
This
thing back.
is
I've
a
got to get through
Seems
there.
like he probably was given his lines when he arrived.
All right. I'll reverse. So, my first day, would you believe it? Reverse. It must be here somewhere.
Confessions of Australia. Any faces there? Any party goer faces? That's just Vicky Michelle's mates there.
I'm fed up with this.
Frank Thornton
I'm walking the rest of the way.
in a
To ask
pastel
you-
suit.
God,
Oh, he looks old there, doesn't he? He can't have lasted much longer than 2012 either.
Is this your best day ever, darling?
Oh, that was Timothy West. Was that Prunella Scales next to him? That was a quick flash, didn't quite get that one. Oh, trousers are off again. Let the comedy ensue.
Excuse me?
It's all right. Go back downstairs. We're dealing with this.
Yeah. Piss off. Piss off.
Let the lady piss off.
No, that was acting.
Bloody hell are you anyway?
I have to tell you.
I'm gonna tear her guts out.
No, listen. That lady, she's not a tart.
A whore then.
No, she's not a whore. She's not a tart.
She is a tart.
She's a fella.
Now we've got transgenderism in here. I mean, this is pretty modern stuff.
Transvestite.
That's when a man dresses up as a lady.
We know what a transvestite is.
She is a man.
Him.
There's less than 10 minutes left now. How's this all going to come together? The police have been missing for a while. I guess they've given up on that story.
Have you seen this report of mine? Hey?
Okay, we're going to wrap up
My
now.
super will shove it right up my jacksie. You tell lies, don't you, Mr. Smith? Now, what's the bleeding game? You are up to something, I know. What is it, eh?
Drugs? Porno stuff?
Illegal immigrants?
Porno
fake
stuff isn't
passports,
illegal. It's not a police
Money
matter.
laundering?
The reason I have two homes is because I'm married to Michelle Smith and I live in Stockwell, and at the same time I'm married to Stephanie Smith and I live in Finsbury. That's it.
That was a big build-up for the truth that we already know. Very anticlimactic.
I'm a bigamist.
You lying bastard.
When I tell the truth, nobody believes
Come on,
me.
get out.
Doesn't really make sense why he's not believe that. It's the most sensible thing he said all day. Is that the end?
Is that the truth, John?
Oh, oh.
It's a bit complicated. So you only pretended to be gay to protect Gary?
Did you know she's a transvestite?
No, I didn't actually.
And that other lady that was with her, that was her partner, Bert. And poor Mr. Smith, he only just found out today.
Easier for him to explain it to this wife because she's thick.
Johnny, I need to tell you something.
John, there's something you ought to know.
Split screen.
I think I'm pregnant.
Oh, that's a sequel right there. Alright, so oh, look, we're going to do cameos, all the cameos in the credits. Barry Cryer. Oh no, it's just a series of shots. The dench. Oh, just make sure we get those waking up shots again because they're so good. Oh, look at all these names. I don't know all these names, these aren't all cameos. Danny Dyer, that's Danny Dyer's daughter, she's in it somewhere. Richard Bryers and Anne Bryers. Brian Murphy, June Whitfield, Maureen Lipman. Judy Buxton, that's Jeffrey Holland's wife, as well as an actor in her own right. Derek Folds, I missed him. Donald Sinden. Frank Thornton, we saw, yeah. Vanilla Scales, it was him. Giles Watling, I didn't see Giles Watling anywhere, from Bread. Giles Watling MP. There's June. Is this Denise Van Outen singing over the credits? Pollard. Oh, who was that then? That was someone. Sax. Is that Wendy Craig? Oh, that was Pete. That was Peter Blake there. Peter Blake was also in the original West End show. This is based on playing the police officer, I believe. So there's a lot of blink and you miss some cameos in here. The water thing never really went anywhere very interesting, did it? All these people in the bus must have been... Oh, Jeffrey Palmer. Still not convinced that was actually Vanilla Scales. Who's that? Oh, Run For Your Wife. Was this a specially composed song? Performed by Denise Van Outen. I actually nailed that. She did do a bit of singing back in the day. Well, there we go, that's it. Just clips from the show. And, oh my god. A little preview. Caught in the net. I wonder if they actually wrote that play and they were thinking, you know, we could do a film of it, or if it was just completely new for the film. Oh, we're going to have a little post-credits scene.
Don't do this with anyone, Gary.
Of course not.
Neil Morrissey getting his underwear.
I've never actually done it with a guy that sleeps with guys, girls and transvestites.
Pansexual.
Versatile, Susie. That's me.
Oh. Very metropolitan. That's London right there. Everyone's banging everybody, all types of people. Gender doesn't matter. Oh, that's it. That's all we're getting from that. There's no big gag there. Well, thank you for joining. That was Run For Your Wife. Easy to find, I think, if you want to watch the whole thing. I've just gone through it all. I'm going to chop this down just into some interesting bits, hopefully. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I'm sure there's loads of cameos in there that I missed because I even saw some later on in the credits that I hadn't spotted the first time round. So do let me know who else is in this. And yeah, it was pretty awful as a film goes. Maybe not quite as bad as the reputation suggests. Also, nobody saw it. Nobody watched it. Hang on, let me position myself into the centre of the screen. That'll be a bit easier, won't it? Hey, so nobody watched this film. It famously made sort of pennies in its cinema release. I don't know if it got a wide release, but it seems like from what I read that it was a sort of charitable endeavour. So you thought maybe people would have made a bit more of an effort. I don't know. So if you know anything about the background of this film, over and above the Wikipedia page that I read, I couldn't be bothered to research it properly because I was just sort of watching this and decided to record my reaction to it. It was a bit ad hoc. But thank you for joining me. And if you have any other requests of things I could watch in this nature, if you've enjoyed this, do let me know. Thank you. Bye.